Hello and welcome to Planetside 2. This video is a collection of short and not so short clips about ground vehicles. I've never been a big fan of airplay, so starting with ground vehicles seems to be the way to go. This is obviously from Terran Republic's point of view because that's what I play as a faction. Well, for the most part. So, let's say you are brand new to the game. Take a look at some certifications. The vehicles, obviously, since this is about those. And I suggest taking a look at these things, like you can... The basic gun, for example, for lightning is pretty good, and you can open new guns with either certifications or station cache. But most of all, I suggest picking these up. They cost one certification and lower the acquisition timer of the tank. Especially if you want to specialize in some tank, like Prowler has the same thing. It's actually, this thing exists for every tank. And it also exists for the max unit actually. For one certification you drop the acquisition timer or acquire timer by some seconds. And also for all vehicles, all the guns have these options. Like for one certification you increase the ammo capacity. That seems really reasonable for one certification. And there is also a 1.25 times zoom. This is debatable. You don't really need this, to be honest. But for one certification you can have your minor zoom if that's what you want. And especially if you want the bigger zooms over time. And they also exist for the secondary weapons, same stuff. And if we take a look at the Mosquito, it's the plane, one-man personal plane that has the exact same things, acquisition timer as well as the weapon ones. And for Flash, there is the same thing. For Flash this is really good, simply because everyone wants their, well, personal transport when nothing else is available. So start up with vehicles, Flash being the first one, a really speedy, nimble quad pike, which is, well, really good for this sort of thing, which is two infiltrators heading for the front lines to do some, well, infiltrating on enemy bases and stuff. And it's also good for when you just need to get from one place to another, if you cannot deploy there somehow. So let's ditch this and move on. Next, another shared vehicle between all the factions, a lightning tank. This is with this basic gun of the lightning. Something is shooting at me. Anyways, the basic gun for the lightning is pretty effective. I don't know what happened to that guy, he just vanished. Maybe he lagged out or logged out, I don't know. There is a enemy flash, which I missed. I don't use vehicles all that much, especially not the lightning. So I'm not really used to this gun yet, but I still like playing around with it. Probably see about playing with it some more to get better at using this gun. Obviously, if you are gonna run around lots with lightning, also this sort of stationary targets, such as the flash here, it is really good to like not blow them up instantly, because this allows me to practice like the gun firing arc, like how far do I have to aim, how far above it to make it land on the flash at what distance, and so forth. And so I'm just poking some bullets at these guys who are like shooting at our base and stuff. So, well, a base we are trying to capture, trying to keep them busy, and then at least there is a heavy as well, so I might want to maybe not get in the line of sight of that guy. I don't feel like getting rockets, so okay, let's do a little more target practice on this flash. Because, well, it's a good way to practice, and it is also a straight up bonus XP for killing the flash. So yeah, I'm overshooting it, trying to figure like just how much, and then someone else decides to blow it up, so There goes my target practice. Anyways, my vehicle has taken some damage. I'm an engineer, so I should probably hop out and fix it. But I figure, well, let's do a little bit of scouting up the hill. There was some dudes up there. So going up the hill and there I'll pause on. Then I get shot at from the side. Time to ditch this vehicle. Oh, there is a heavy. Hey you blew up my ride. Come back here. Have this bullet in the face. And this is another thing lightning is really good for, because you are pretty damn fast tank. I guess the name lightning has something to do with it, I don't know. But you can keep up very well with thunders and flashes and stuff, so you can drive escort to all manner of things, all sorts of vehicles. Prowler is also for being a main battle tank rather nimble, but I'll talk about that when we get to the Prowler. So here I'm just driving escort for the Thunderer while we are taking over some bases. I'm just looking about because there is no point in going far. And moving on to the Thunderer, which is another shared vehicle between the factions. This is a troop transport with a couple of guns on the roof. This is the basic guns it starts with not upgraded guns. Just looking around, trying to spot stuff. We just capture the base and are moving on. And our driver seems to be a little drunk or something, or just came out of the cadet school, because this does not look really like secure way of driving. Anyways, so this gun is really good for also all manner of targets. Well, not really good, but adequate. It can deal with all sorts of targets. So yeah, a little bit of off-road. Thunderer does off-road just as well, heading for the next base to take this little 5-man squad into to try to capture the base. Or, well, it's mostly being captured already. And moving on to the Prowler. Here we are checking the map to ensure that we know where we are going. And with that out of the way, just following the road, heading for the next place we are about to capture. Oh, an enemy lightning. When you're fighting lightning tanks, it's kinda important to try to keep moving, because it has 5-6 shots in that barrel. So getting the pilot or driver, whichever way you want to call it, to waste a lot of those shots from firing behind you or some such is a good way to avoid being blown up. Also, because the Prowler is pretty damn fast tank for being a main battle tank, you really can do some maneuvering with it. You can do some real fighting with lightnings, like keep up with them and circle them and so forth. Now it's just watching this base, keeping a little lookout. Unfortunately, neither one of us is an engineer, so can't actually fix this tank. Such a shame at times when you pick a tank and notice, ooh, wrong class for this driving around business, if you want to keep the tank in like good condition even for a longer while. Anyways, just looking about, because someone needs to keep a lookout if there are enemies coming or going. And here we are. Well, I am in the machine gun turret this time of the Prowler, and we are doing some infantry support. There's an enemy lightning tank which is now getting away from us. Have to be kinda careful when you're driving a tank, or actually any vehicle, alongside infantry, because as you probably know, there is friendly fire in the game, and you can drive over your own folks and that will kill them. So yeah, no wonder where that lightning tank went, because I don't think I've seen the assist XP yet, so no clue. And trying to do a little bit of shooting in the air targets, but that does not seem to be workable at these distances, so I'll leave that be. Ditching the infantry a little to push on forward, they're trailing behind us, and I'm just looking for all sorts of like possible targets to shoot at with this little bit of a cannon on top of the prowler. There is something, but it's obviously not in the line of sight. And going downhill to the base. And then some proper business with the prowler. So this is the like serious base attacking. This being battle tanks are really good for this. They can withstand some punishment. I'm just trying to mostly I'm looking for those things, enemy aircraft, because we have some air force here bombarding this base we're attacking. So I want to try to provide cover for them as much as possible, and pick on some random infantry who decide to try to pop their heads out into view. But yeah, the main battle tank is mostly firing at that explosive shells do splash damage, so they have more chances of hitting hitting someone. So I'm again spinning around looking for air targets. Nothing in sight just yet. So let's look at the thing again, and this has been, well, it's being captured slowly but surely. And when you have this sort of a good tank column going, you can really do some damage and take bases fast, because you can just bombard the heck out of it. Ah, there we go. First target to shoot at. It's a Liberator wanting to come drop bombs on the tank column, and there are more targets. Ouch, that's probably gonna hurt. Where did it go? This turret does not tilt all the way up, so it can be a little difficult to shoot things which are right above you, which is a very big problem occasionally. If some Liberator pilot knows what he's doing, he's just gonna hang right above you and keep throwing bombs on your head. Then it just turns into a peekaboo of who manages to get the other into view, I guess. So there we have it. Facility is captured. Enemy air has been deterred somehow. Not entirely by me though. And my driver left to do something. I don't know what, so I'm just looking about. And Prowler is pretty aptly named tank. I'm sitting in the machine gun turret and we are going up hills. I mean, really steep hills. I just thought that this should be shown, because every battle tank in the game can do this sort of stuff. Real off-road things like and going over and around stuff. And finally these things. These are not actually vehicles, but they can be really fun to sit in. This is one of those anti-aircraft turrets. There is also anti-ground turrets, but those things get blown up so fast, like when you're assaulting a base, you have tanks blowing them up. Oh, there is an enemy aircraft incoming. Well, I was shooting at it already, but this was kind of far. Okay, now it's coming in. Bomb, dead. Well, as I said, these can be really fun to sit in, as they do not have ammunition, they only overheat, basically. Unlimited ammo as long as you manage your heat. And, well, I've been sitting here for a little while longer, just for the funsies, cut off the extra bits to show another little, well, attack by an enemy aircraft, which ends up in his demise. Thank you for watching.